Another young man I want to share a little story about you is a man called Wongsekon. And he comes from the Hoi Tong Sard village. And we met him a couple of times, but I really only remember him last year from an English camp we did there. So as part of our program of going there, we do day or 2-day English camps where we run programs with games and activities and songs that involve the use of English, which is a requirement they need in their education. So it's one way we can bless them. And he'd finished his upper education, and Barmy shared with me that the Wongsekon wanted to become a pastor. He wanted to become a pastor to come back to his village. His village is one of the villages that Gateway supplied a water filtration system to. This is a real necessity in Thailand because for some parts of the year they don't have a lot of water and it's not drinkable. There's a case where one of the church elders from Bethania went out to one of these hill villages. He came back and he got internal bleeding from the parasites in the water. So these water filtration systems, the Gateway's provided 3 now, they filter the water and make it drinkable. And the church there shares this drinkable water with the whole village, Christian or yet to be Christian. And again, that's had an impact. People are going, why do these people share water with us? And it's because of the love of Jesus Christ. He commands us to do these things. Well, Wongsekon wanted to become a pastor so that he had the skills and the tools to come back and share Jesus Christ with those people. So last year when Rose and I came across this situation, we met with Bethania Church, and between his home church at Hoi Tong Sard, Bethania Church, and some other means, we were able to get his first year seminary studies paid for. And now Gateway's come on board and are covering his second year studies. And he was able to share with us that he has got excellent grades in his first year, and actually the Bible college that he's studying at is the Bible college that Pastor Suko became a pastor from. So he's following in the footsteps of Pastor Suko, and actually at the same Bible college is where Pastor Suko met his wife Sarah, who was doing Bible college at the same time. So God is pulling like-minded Christians in the same way. So for us and for Gateway, we're going to be excited to see where God is taking these young people, what he's doing in their life, what he's doing in Mac's life, what he's doing in Anyuson's life, what he's doing in Wongsekon's life, how they're going to be used. It's just, it just gives a real joy in my heart. I hope it does in yours too, to know that some of the things we do here reaches out, the tentacles reach out across the globe, and people's lives are being changed and affected. What do we do when we go there besides meet these people? We go there between 3 weeks to 3 months at different times, depending on what we're able to get away for. And as I shared to you, Pastor Suko explained to me on one of our first trips that one of the biggest gifts we can give them as well is English teaching. All of the children go to a local school called Mayang Ha. From there they move down to a town about an hour away called Samong. So after about grade 9, they have to go to Samong. And then from Samong, if they're gifted enough, they go down into the valley into Chiang Mai, and they'll either do a college degree or a university degree. And if a student can get one of these higher degrees, quite often you can find one person can support a whole family unit. So if I got a university degree in some business studies or something, I would then be supporting my brothers and sisters, I would support my family at home, my mum and dad, and I'd be supporting my grandparents because there's no pension system. If the family unit doesn't look after each other, they've got no one. So for us, we decided we would volunteer our services at the local school at Mayang Ha, and we teach English from grade 3 to grade 9. Now, I'm not a trained teacher, but I can teach English. We work off a study book provided. It's an American program, but they specifically asked us not to teach them American English, but to teach British English. They feel there's too much slang in the American language. So we just follow the school program. My title is Crew. Crew means teachers, so I'm Crew Greg. There's Crew Rose, and we work with a female Karen lady called Crew Bo. So any translation that needs to happen from English to Thai or Karen, she does that for us. But as much as we can, and this is the only problem I haven't learnt enough Karen words, because every time we're there they want me to speak English. So, but we have such a fun time teaching these kids, as I said, these young children from grade 3 to 9. And sometimes the classes are just straight on the tile floor, sometimes, or most of the time, they're just sitting at raw wooden desks. A lot of the children from the local church attend there, so we come in the gate, we normally either walk or it's a couple of kilometres away from where we live with a Karen family. We just hugged and loved, and it's just that they express their love in a real physical way, and that really touches me, and I know it touches Rose as well. The other thing that happens is, because we've been going for 10 years now, we've seen some of these young children mature from young children to young teenagers to then moving on to Simone. And one of the young people that we've had the joy of doing that is one of our unsponsored children, a young girl called And she was first sponsored by Gateway Church, and then Rose and I took over the sponsorship. But we were blessed to be there at her graduation this year. And to see her change from a young girl into a young woman virtually in front of our eyes over a number of years has just been wonderful to be part of her life and her family's life. And that love is reciprocated back to Rose and I. So, Gateway and Bethania, we have this partnership where people have sponsored children through Compassion into that church. Now, Compassion will be pulling out within 2 to 4 years probably out of this church. But we have a relationship as a church to another church, and that relationship is deeply appreciated by them. We feel that every time we go, they actually get quite emotional that we aren't staying long enough, even when we go for 3 months. And it's got to the point that Rose and I have our Australian family here, but we now have our Karen family in Thailand. And it's hard when we leave Australia to go there, but it's as equally hard when we leave Thailand to come home. They just deeply appreciate the Christian love that Gateway and the teams that have gone over a number of years have expressed and shown. As I was thinking earlier, that the example I could probably share with you is you're standing in a pond, in front of a pond of water. You've got one small rock and you throw it into that water. It's only a small rock, but the ripple effect as it reaches out in every way is huge. And that's kind of like what Gateway has been having and what individuals have been having in lives. We're only doing small actions, but they're having huge effects in another country, right across the world. We're able to show Christian love to that community. We're able to show how deep that love is. And in return, that love is sent back to us. As much as we want others to know about the love of Jesus Christ, they are exactly the same in Bethania Church. The pastor, the elders, the leadership, the team that run Compassion, all have a love for the greater community, and they want others. They are Christians. They want the yet to be Christians to know about Jesus Christ. And moving forward, we can continue to do that. In the foreseeable future, I can see Rose and I going back again. As I said, we've had a couple of unfortunate experiences, but if anything, that has deepened our love for the people there and what Jesus Christ can do. When we were leaving, they always sort of sent us away with a thank you. So this time I can share that with Gateway Church, these are the offering bags they've decided to make and asked us to bring back, but because when we got back everything was in lockdown, we haven't been able to take them to church yet. But next time Gateway has a physical service, you might see these offering bags being used, and they're sent with love and appreciation from Bethania Church. So I think I'll just leave you with those two verses again. Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And the verse that Anuson shared with us, John 15:16, you did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. Thank you.